Alright, so this video is going to be the disassembly of this barrel and this barrel. These are both for the Novos. This is the aluminum one, this is the brass one, or the stock one, and I'll show you how to pull both of those apart. This front cap pulls off, there's an O-ring holding it on. I'm not going to take that one off. But if you have the foam, if you pull the foam back from the front, or from closest to the gun, you'll see these set screws. Move this out of the way for now. Yeah, so there's 3 set screws holding a shroud on. Pull that one off. Not sure of the size either yet. I'm still working on that. Trying to track down a bunch of stuff and check out the sizes, and I'm trying to order some for myself and a buddy actually. There's 3 of these around the whole barrel. Unscrew all these, and the shroud comes off. Okay, so inside the shroud there's really nothing. It's just a metal tube, and at the end is this guide, barrel guide. It's just for the tip of the barrel to sit in and slide back and forth. And clean this up a little bit. As you can see, this one's been played with for a little while, but I'm going to show you how to take it all apart. So this right here is the collar. This is what sets the adjustment of the return when the ball is actually shot. If it's set too far forward or too far back, you either have shoot down or your gun doesn't want to cycle. And I will set, I have a guide of how to actually set them, but what I am going to do is just set it back to where it was after I'm done, and because it was shooting pretty good. Now when you screw these back together, you want to make sure you're very careful, because this is brass underneath, and you don't want to crimp it, because it's going to be pretty tough to find new Nova barrel. So unscrew all these, and this just slides off the front. This is the locking mechanism. This is the spring. So locking mechanism, spring, and this is the collar. It's how you attach the barrel, and then that's it. Just some O-rings. There's an O-ring here and an O-ring inside. You can see the one inside is worn pretty well. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up and assemble it in the reverse order. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned everything up a little bit, and I replaced the inner O-ring, and I think everything else is fine. I replaced the ones at the back of the barrel not too long ago, so I know those are fine. So, yeah, let's throw this back together. I'm going to put a little drop of oil on here. I said oil. Alright, so that's on there. Next is the spring. Next is the locking piece. And now if you look real hard on here, you can see where the old set screws were. And I'm just going to line it up to where the old ones were, and that's where I'm going to put these back in. Like I said, it's shot fine before. You know, if I was having problems, then I'd change it a little bit or tighten it up if it seems sluggish. Now, if it seems too sluggish, you can go the other way as well. So it's too much force. but put that in to hold it, and then put these in and back that one off. Just so there's about an equal force all the way around. You don't want to go crazy. And these look like 832 set screws. Don't hold me to that. That's what they look like. There we go. So they're all snugged up a little bit. And that's it. I'm not going to go too hard. And it's still a little dirty, but that's alright. So I'm going to put this back in here. And find the spot for my screw. So I'll find the spot. There it is. Line it up. Put the screw back in. Probably a lot easier than somebody thought, huh? And these, let's snap up a little bit. Kind of difficult holding this foam while you do it, but there are like the aluminum barrel over there doesn't have any foam on it, so that's kind of nice for taking it apart, but not so nice for playing it. So now we'll do the aluminum barrel, which is similar but different. So you still have that screw, this screw, this one. Now the thing that's different about this one, when you take the shroud off, you'll notice that there's not that collar there. This is a C-clip, similar to the back of the regulator, but this goes the reverse direction. So you actually have to pull this out instead of push it in, and it slides all the way over the top. Now what I had to do on my C-clip pliers is I actually had to grind down the tip a little bit to make sure that I could fit it in that hole. But yeah, then you pull this spring off, and then this slides off the front, and you still have the O-ring inside, this O-ring, and 3 O-rings on the back. I'm not sure that these are right or correct, but I have the right ones in my O-ring kit, so I will I will change those later. Just going to clean this off and slide this back on. And drop a little right here too. Don't need a whole lot, but it's nice to have some. So, alright, so the spring goes back on, and then the clip. These things, I swear, will shoot all over the place, so make sure you're hanging on. And it slides over the tip. And then there's a little notch in the barrel where it fits. I always slide it back and forth to make sure it's in all the way. And it pushes back and all. That's all good. And so now, I'm going to wipe the shroud off. That's a little dirty. And then put the shroud back on. So this, not having the foam, made it a lot easier. And also having the clip instead of the set screws. So these are kind of nice to take apart regularly, whereas the other ones you kind of just leave them leave them together until something fails, or your set screws loosen up, or what have you. But so this is the O-ring I found in the other one. You can see how bad that one is. But that's the disassembly and reassembly of both the brass and the aluminum nose barrels.